that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, like...
On November the 18th of 1998, Jim Morrison signed on with Rodeos West to act in a movie about rodeo life.
Dave, remember the rodeo that we filmed there in Central Point, that junior rodeo?
Yep.
You remember the time I came up to the announcer stand and told you there's a guy standing out behind the bleachers that was different than everybody else? Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yeah.
And later on we realized it was the Doors' Jim Morrison.
That's correct.
And then, but anyway, you were invited to go up to cruise some timber for Jim.
That's right.
And go ahead and expound on that if you want to.
Well, how that was, my friend, who's a professional timber faller, had been going through the strangest thing, and people can't explain some of these things, but for a year he had been listening to Jim Morrison, totally out of his character to do that, and about a year later he found out he was delivering hay to these people, and it was a little hard for people to believe. Well, then he came to me, and I'd been watching him for the last year talking about Jim Morrison, and when he said that this guy says he's Jim Morrison, I thought, well, I'll go to help you deliver this load of hay. This will be interesting. Okay, so David William Wilson had been bringing horse food and hay to these people for the last year and a half. Rain, wind, snow, clear up way up into the mountains, and
yeah.
So there kind of came a camaraderie and a certain amount of loyalty when you're dependent on your people to take care of your stock for you. So they trusted Billy quite a bit, and they had seen that he had been interested in Jim Morrison. Well, as I said, he'd been listening to this music for the last year. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, you know, heaven had something to do with it.
Okay.
So when he called me up, I was in partners with Gerald Pitts from Rodeos West. Gerald had organized that and built that company. So we talked to Gerald, and Gerald grabbed his camera. We were going to do some very difficult trees, and we talked about who Jim Morrison was, and Gerald got a recollection of that and had heard some of that music. And we went up there and began filming, and started taking out the difficult trees. Mr. Wilson and I worked together, wedging and figuring out how to do it without tearing everything up, and it all just ran like it should and went very well. It came out really good. It got paid really well. They were very appreciative, and Gerald filmed some of it, and from that point on I spent a year with Jim Morrison on his ranch, talking with him every day, working the horses. So much mystery shrouded around this death story, and I've been in arguments with the people that were there, and I watched it too. This is Jim Morrison of the Doors. There's no question in our minds about it. We have dozens of people that know him. No question about it. So I hope you people will enjoy a chance to see this man. Can't blame him for what he did. He claimed they were killing him, and Mr. Morrison went into hiding for several years. And when he decided to come back was for a purpose. He's had several children. He has a loving wife, very smart, intelligent man. And he was able to get back to America with some help, which is a story all in itself. And so we have been working on this. We hope you people enjoy this. What they did was trying to just get out of the city, laid a claim up in the mountains, had a nice ranch. His wife was very thorough, very systematic about raising her horses. She's very good with horses. Made us all pretty nervous at times, but
most women are good with horses.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fact.
You figure you lived there with Jim Morrison, the Doors' Jim Morrison.
Right. In that period of 10 years, I have lived there solidly for 3 years.
3 years, okay.
Yeah, on 3 different occasions.
Yeah.
The first year, then a couple of years went by and I went and lived another year. Some years went by and I lived the last year. We've had a lot of fun. We've played music. I've played music, believe it or not, with Jim Morrison.
I'm sure you have.
And did a little bit of harmonizing.
Yeah.
But we've had some good fun up there. We have Rodeos West, which is now Gerald's dream child, and he's worked very hard, made some inroads, films rodeos, working with Jim on this project for 10 or 12 years.
Along with you?
Along with me, and So Gerald had an incident happen to him, and a lot of movies and different things come from inspiration. We have some inspired ideas that we would like to do. Jimbo did sign a contract to be in a movie
About rodeo life.
about the rodeo life and about some problems that occurred. Anyway, it'd be quite an exciting movie, and Jimbo was going to play the hero part.
What's your most memorable time with Jim? Fun time. Something that happens, comical.
How about when they weren't there and I had a pretty blonde up there?
Okay. I'll go for it.
Oh, no, that's okay. Oh, when his wife would leave, we had to watch ourselves, be kind of careful, not get too wild. And
Oh, that's right, because people would be coming up.
yeah, people may come up, or, you know, there's rigs all around there, and we're all a bunch of outlaws. And oh, she left one day, and we decided to go to town, stop at the pizza parlor. Somebody has a pitcher of beer. We decide to go to the next bigger town. Somebody's getting the buzz on. It's starting to get pretty wild. And it took some convincing, but we finally got the pickup turned around, headed for home. Shouldn't even have been on the highway. Stopped halfway home, had a fist fight, which was stupid.
You and Jim, or?
No,
Oh.
no, he asked for it, really. He was irritating
Oh,
somebody.
okay.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
He's
did.
been known to be that way.
yeah, but then he's so smart that he turns it around. You may not even know you're getting irritated.
Yeah, that's all over it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad day. It was kind of exciting. We wrecked a truck going up the mountain on the way up. I didn't even know how that happened, but it just wasn't a good day for us.
Oh, yeah.
But we took care of it.
I was up there one day, and he had this pickup he drives around up there all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And back window knocked out, and fenders all bent and everything. He just drives it all over up there, you know?
Yeah, that's his orange monster truck.
Orange monster truck.
Oh boy. On Labor Day weekend of 1999, Jim Morrison broke out with a specialty stagecoach act and announced his identity.